Hi guys, I'm Claire and you are watching Rent to Grown. Over the next couple of videos, I'm going to be showing you 3 meals that I make out of 1 whole chicken, and depending on how much we have left over afterwards, I might even provide you with a bonus meal or snack. All of these meals will be able to feed a family of 4 at least once, and they're all going to be coming from this same chicken that I just cooked over this afternoon. Alright, here's my chicken, and the purpose of this video is not to teach you how to cook a chicken, but I do have one tip for you. If you are cooking it for the skin, obviously you're probably going to be cooking it in the oven, so you are going to do it breast up, so you have that nice crispy skin and you have that nice presentation, and that's fine. But if you are cooking it or roasting it and you're not caring about the skin, especially if you're doing it in a crock pot, I highly recommend cooking it breast down. You'll thank me later. First thing I'm doing is just flipping it over. Alright, this bad boy is good to go. So as you can see, it is just kind of falling apart already, which is gorgeous. That's exactly what I want to see. So I'm going to take one breast off. The entire, all the rib meat and everything. I'm going to take that whole thing and put it into my bowl over here so I can shred it. Okay, so I'm going to set this to the side and allow it to cool so that I can put it up to use it another time. I'm not going to do all of this tonight. So I'm just going to shred this chicken, and while I'm shredding it, I'm going to give you a fun fact. The recommended serving size for a chicken breast for 1 adult is half of 1 chicken breast with the rib meat. So this is going to be plenty for what I'm about to do next. Alright, now that that is done, I am going to throw in an entire softened block of cream cheese. And I suppose at some point I should tell you that this first meal is enchiladas, but you've probably read that in the title somewhere. Alright, and then this should mix in pretty easily. I'm going to spread it out so that it gets to soften up some more with the warmth of the chicken. And I'm going to grab my second ingredient, which is a 4-ounce can of green chilies with the juice. I'm just going to dump that whole thing in there. And now I'm just going to mix these together until they are very well combined. And that is literally it. In about 5 minutes, we have the filling for our enchiladas. So I'm going to grab the tortillas and we're going to start rolling. Alright, easiest thing in the world. I'm just going to take a forkful of this mixture. And you can always add whatever else you want to add to it. Any extra vegetables, or if you want to make it spicier, you are welcome to do that. This is just what I have on hand. And it's meant to be a super easy recipe, so that is all I'm putting in it today. Alright, now for the sauce. So this is not at all my usual sauce. Usually I would make something with some salsa, but we are actually out of salsa at the moment. So I'm going to cheat and use salsa-like ingredients to fake it a little bit. So I'm taking 1 sad store-bought tomato, And I'm just cutting it into little chunks because my blender doesn't do that great of a job. And I'm going to throw the whole thing in there. I'm going to compost the little core bits. And then here I have a can of fire roasted red pepper. And I just love the flavor that this gives. So I'm going to throw a little bit of that in there. That's a big one. But you can make whatever sauce that you want, or you can buy a store-bought sauce. This is just what I've got on hand, so I'm improvising. Now this is the part where if you had taco seasoning, you can add that there. I don't, so I'm going to add some garlic powder and some onion powder. And I do have fresh onion, but I don't want to just use like half of an onion. I have some ground cumin. I'm going to put quite a bit of that in there. All right, and then I have some smoked chipotle pepper, which is fantastic. I'm not going to put a whole lot because it is very spicy. So now clearly if I try to blend this, it's going to be pretty dry, and I don't want to put just water in there. If I had some heavy cream, that would be really awesome, but I don't have any. So I'm just going to steal some of my little chicken juice from cooking this chicken. And it doesn't matter if I get some little floaties in it, it's all going to get blended together anyway. And I just put about 5 of these, 3/4 of the way full. I don't know how big this is. I don't even actually know where I got this, but I'm going to put that in there. I think that's going to get it done. So this is beautiful, but it is very runny. So I'm going to grab some cornstarch to thicken this up a little bit. I'm just going to take a little bit of cornstarch. Let's see, this has a measurement on it. This is 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. And I'm going to put it in my handy dandy little cup. Pour a little bit of this in there. And then I'm going to take this fork and mix it together. I don't want to put it directly into the blender because it'll get clumpy and it won't mix properly. So if you mix it and make your little cornstarch slurry and then add it into your larger container, it'll be much more evenly distributed. There we go. So I'm just going to put this back on the blender to mix it up again, and then it'll still be pretty runny, but as it cooks, it will kind of soak up a little bit and it'll be perfect. Awesome. So now I have my containers. I have my one for what Matthew and I will eat tonight, and then this is actually for Matthew's work in the morning. You can absolutely do this in a 9x13 rather than an 8x11.5 and get all of these in here, and that would allow 2 per person for 4 people. But I'm doing it this way so that he has an easier time taking it to work for his lunch. There we go. Now I'm just going to top these with some shredded Colby Jack and pop them into the oven at 350 for about 20 to 30 minutes or until the cheese is nice and bubbly. And now we have to deal with this thing. So there are a couple of different things that you can do with this. You can leave it like this if you have time to let it cool and just put the lid on it and throw it in the refrigerator, but it's late and I don't feel like letting it cool. So I'm going to pull all of the usable meat off of it and put it in here and put this in the refrigerator because it's going to cool much faster. Plus, half my work is going to be done whenever I go to use the meat in the future. Alright, now that this is all shredded and ready to be put in the refrigerator, I just want to make sure that it doesn't get dried out. So I'm going to steal a little bit more of this chicken juice. Not a lot. Maybe 2 cupfuls. Just enough to get some more moisture in there, so that when I put it in the refrigerator and then I pull it out later, it's not super duper dry, gross, cold chicken. So with the rest of this, I'm going to make 2 more meals. In the meantime, I'm going to let the enchiladas keep cooking, and I will see you when they come out of the oven. Well, as you can see, I got a little bit busy editing videos, and I didn't take this out of the oven when I should have, but I'm not above showing my burnt enchiladas on YouTube. It would have all worked out fine if I had taken it out when I was supposed to. But anyway, Matthew and I are going to go ahead and eat dinner. We might pair this with some, I don't know, like beans and rice or something. I've got some microwave vegetables. I have no idea what we're going to eat with it. But this is done. And this will be 1 serving for 4 people for the main course, or it's going to be 2 servings for 2 people. He and I both will have it for lunch tomorrow. So anyway, make sure that you stay tuned for the next video. I'm really looking forward to making it. And as always, I want to say thank you so much for watching, and I will see you around. Bye. You gotta come see them. They're like burnt.
Well, what'd you do that for?
I didn't mean to. I didn't realize that they were in here burning. Look at the sides.
Yeah.
Oh well, better luck next time.